and welcome to We the People. Last week, this time, we, like many other people in this country, were looking ahead at the Ayodhya verdict with a degree of trepidation and asking whether modern, contemporary India even cared. It's now clear that the Chief Justice of India and a larger bench will decide on the issue of deferment. But the fact that the court has decided to intervene in such a manner has divided both political and public opinion. Many people are asking whether it's reasonable for the Supreme Court to factor in law and order implications and whether reconciliation outside of the courts is possible given that it hasn't taken place for so many decades. On the program today, we look at that 1% reconciliation possibility that the Supreme Court judges spoke about. Is that possibility real? Can it even be apportioned the value of 1%? Let me start with Soli Swarabji. Soli, last week on this program, you were saying it's unreasonable to worry so much about the impact of the verdict. Let it come, and any law and order consequences have to be handled by the different governments. Yeah. Are you then disappointed with the response of the court?
Well, surprised.
Why?
Because if both the parties are telling the court it's not possible to settle, then it must be some unbounded optimism in one of them to think it will settle in the period of 5 days.
Or nervousness about the outcome of the verdict.
No, nervousness can't be, because after 1 week it can be. Nervousness, I don't think. Very well, actually, you know what happened. Two judges had different views. They were expressly. Justice Gokul took the view, look, take 1% chance of settlement. But I think it's very unrealistic. I don't think it's going to happen. But let's see. I'm not a bookie, I'm not giving odds, I'm not taking bets, but unlikely.
But unlikely. Manish, last week you and Swapan came up with this interesting phrase called judicial slow cooker. Many people are now believe that that's where this is headed, because there is one of the judges in the Allahabad High Court who is going to retire on the 1st of October, and if dates coincide with that, this is in the judicial slow cooker.
Well, again, Barkha, I am not a bookie and I don't want to hazard the way the Supreme Court would decide on Tuesday when it hears the matter.
But as a politician, would you shed too many tears over this being in the judicial slow cooker?
Well, again, let me go back to what I told you last week, which is my personal opinion, that if it goes into a slow cooker for the next 3 centuries, it will be the best for India.
Okay, so that is what a lot of people believe. That is what a lot of people think will be the consequence of where the case stands today. Zafar Saifullah, as somebody who has actually been involved in past efforts, why don't you first maybe just tell our audience here why those attempts failed when you were part of them?
Well, when I was part of this process, the Babri Masjid had just fallen, and the then Prime Minister, Mr. Narasimha Rao, made an effort, but both of us realized that the whole issue had taken place just a short while ago. And therefore, the chances of people being able to come together and work out a solution were rather remote.
It was too immediate.
It was too immediate.